Settembre, yes, we are in the month of September. Welcome to Profumi D'Italia. Welcome to your weekly Italian radio show. Here with Rita, 90.3 WHPC. We are transmitting from the campus of Nassau Community College in beautiful, gorgeous Garden City, Long Island. And I will be with you until 7 o'clock. We started about an hour late tonight because there was a sports special. So our show tonight will be from 6 to 7, only for today, okay? Only for today. Our request line is open, as usual, 516-572-7440. Don't forget the show will be repeated Saturday morning from 4 to 6 a.m. But what does it mean? Rome time is from 10 to 12 a.m. So I always say cappuccino, espresso, brioche with Rita in Europe, I should say, from 10 to 12 a.m. That's the repeat. And we are, of course, 90.3 WHPC on your radio dial, streaming at ncc.edu/WHPC. And you can find me on my Facebook page right now for dedications requests at Rita M. Monte. Rita M. Monte. You can find me on my Facebook page. Also, we have a Twitter page at 903FM. My email, if you just want to shoot me an email, ritamonte17@hotmail.com. And my Instagram page, which is Profumi D'Italia, all attached. Il mese di settembre, siamo entrati in questo bellissimo mese ed io sarò con voi fino alle ore 7 p.m. oggi con un programma speciale. Oggi avremo tantissime sorprese, bellissime cose da fare. We have a beautiful surprise for you today, right in the studio of 90.3 WHPC. Tante belle cose da fare ed io inizio con una poesia. I'm gonna start with a poem that I recite every September, una poesia bellissima di Gabriele D'Annunzio. Gabriele D'Annunzio, one of the most prolific poets in Italy, and he wrote this poem called Settembre. And I'll tell you why I'm going to be starting with the poem. You will understand why. Settembre, andiamo, è tempo di migrare. Ora in terra d'Abruzzi i miei pensieri, i miei pastori lasciano gli stazzi e vanno verso il mare. Scendono all'Adriatico selvaggio, che verde è come i pascoli dei monti. Abbevuto profondamente ai fonti alpestri, che sapor d'acqua natia rimanga nei cuori esuli a conforto, che lungo illuda la lor sete in via, rinnovato hanno verga d'Avellano e vanno pel tratturo antico al piano, quasi un erbal fiume silente, sulle vestigia degli antichi padri. O voce di colui che primamente conosce il tremolar della marina, ora lunghesso il litorar cammina la greggia, senza mutamento è l'aria, il sole imbiondasi la via, la viva lana che quasi dalla sabbia non divaria, il sciacquio calpestio dolci rumori. Ah, perché non son io con i miei pastori? Gabriele D'Annunzio. E voglio ringraziare per questa poesia, l'ho appena vista, 2009, Rosa Zagari Marinzole mi ha inviato questa poesia a cui io recito tutti gli anni. Grazie a te, Rosa, che sei in ascolto del programma Profumi d'Italia. September. We started with September, and you know what? The next song, la prossima canzone, Viaggio di un poeta. It is Traveling of Poets. Viaggio di un poeta. Oggi viaggiamo con i poeti. Today we're going to be traveling, that's the name of the song, with poets. And you know why we're going to be traveling with poets today? Why I started the show this way? Because we have the honor today at WHPC to have Paula Curci. Paula Curci is the 2022 to 2024 Nassau County Poet Laureate. She hosts also her own radio show at WRHU 88.7, and it's called Calliope's Corner, the place where poets and songwriters meet. And what's the buzz on a neighboring radio station, which is right here? She co-founded the Acoustic Poets Network, a poetry band and a group that is now available for school visitations. That's a great thing. Performance poetry and journal writing workshops. She has 3 spoken word recorded albums with APN, Bittersweet, and Emissary. Paula has published 3 chapbooks, The Gift of Thanksgiving, Done That, and Letter Never Sent. Her poem has been published in many anthologies, and her style of poetics poetry can be found on several streaming services like Amazon, iTunes, and Deezer. Paula has won several awards in poetry, broadcasting, and education, including a National, Gracie, and several Long Island Press Club awards. Paula lives with her husband in a big house by the beach in Long Beach, New York. Welcome, Paula. What an honor to have you here today at WHPC.
Oh, I'm so honored that you asked me to join you here.
So, Paula, tell the truth, is this your first interview as a poet laureate today?
Well, no, it's not my first interview, but it's my first interview here.
It's your first interview here. So we are so happy to have you here today. So we started the show with, love. We started the show with poetry. So tell us a little bit about you. What is it how did you get started with poetry first? How did you start? How old were you when you wrote your first poem?
Rita, let me clarify. It is my first live interview.
Oh, you're live. Okay,
that's live interview.
That's what I wanted to know. Okay, right? Okay, bravissima.
How did I start writing? I started writing as a young girl. I kept a diary, and I loved journal writing as a diary. I didn't, in a diary form, I should say. I didn't know that I was writing poetry when I was a child, but I was.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go into the Italian and explain who is our guest today in Italian. Oggi abbiamo l'onore di avere qui negli studi della WHPC una poetessa bravissima. Questa parola, poet laureate, si usa qui molto negli Stati Uniti, vuol dire che lei è una dei poeti più bravi della zona di Nassau County, perché poi abbiamo pure Suffolk County, poi c'è lo stato di New York, però nella nostra zona che si chiama Nassau County lei sarà la nostra poetessa doc dal 2022 fino al 2024, con tantissimi eventi già che lei ha organizzato, essendo già da un paio di mesi poet laureate. Right, Paula?
Yes.
Whatever you say. I said you already have many events organized as a poet laureate it's already, what, is it 2 months that you were elected?
Yes.
What's the word?
Affirmed.
Affirmed. Thank you so much. So she already is busy doing a lot of wonderful things. So let me ask you, how did you get involved in the poetry scene?
Well, as I said, I did a lot of writing, journal writing, and diary writing as a kid. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I realized that that's what I was doing. Because this story is very familiar. I've heard more than one person say the same story, where they had, their childhood writings in a box, and when they got older, they opened up the box, and, voila, there's all this stuff, and they looked through what they wrote, and they said to themselves, did I write that? I can't believe I wrote that. That's me. I said that. And it really was very expressive and therapeutic to review what you wrote when you were younger, and to analyze it and look at it and understand it. So with that, what happened is I, by accident, met some people that were doing poetry at a poetry reading.
Right.
It was an accidental coffee shop. Came in, went, had a cup of coffee. There's these people doing poetry, and before you know it, they're all my friends, and we became very close. And those are the people that I began working with the Acoustic Poets Network.
Okay. WHPC, my radio show, Profumi D'Italia, we have a lot of poets and also poet lovers, that listening to poetry. They have really come to love poetry through the show, throughout the years, the 26 years that I'm doing Profumi D'Italia. So I want to say hello right now to Rosa Zagari Marinzoli. She's listening to us. She's a poet in her own right. She doesn't know it either. She's listening to us from New Jersey, so we're going to say hello to her. Also, Tullia Cervini, a big hello to her. Luigi Cavaliere. Then we have Luisa Callio that sends her regards. Sherry Lynn. She says, awesome, looking forward to a great show. Linda Trotman Dickman. We also have, we have also Maria Rita Lato. She's listening to us from Rome right now. So what I want to do, I want to give a shout out to Rome. I want to give a big shout out to Switzerland, our friend Pellegrino. Hey, ciao, come stai? We also have Venice on board. We have Andrea Garbino, which I want to say hello. We have Germany on board. We have Holland. And we also have, I forgot one more, France. Listeners from France. Say hello in French. Can you? I can't.
I can't say hello, everyone.
Ciao. We just say ciao and hello. So we have a lot of people here. Also, Diana Paulos, they would like to send their regards. And many other listeners, which we are going to say hello in a little while. Okay, but we have a lot of questions to ask Paula, because she's a very, very interesting person as well. So your career was school counseling, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to tell us a little bit about shortly what you did?
Yes. Well, I worked for 32 years as a school counselor, and I want to shout out to all the people at the Wanaka Central High School District. Hello, everyone there. If you're listening, what a great education I had there, working, helping, our youth and developing their self-esteem and self-awareness. I love that job. And I just want to share with you, if I may, that the work I did there, I did use poetry in my practice. While I worked as a school counselor, I had a poetry club for many years, and I just adored using that venue for the students to find their voice, to express themselves, to share their thoughts. And of course, we had a lot of confidentiality in that group, because you would be amazed at the feelings that come out when a young person understands that they have the power of the pen.
That's right. That's so true. That is very true. When I went to Nassau Community College, I must add that my English teacher there was Patty Tanner. You know the name. The love of poetry that she had was just amazing. She would take us outside when the weather was beautiful and read her poetry in a book. So she was a great inspiration to me and to us all. Unfortunately, she did leave us not too long ago, Patty Tanner. I always feel like she was my mentor, really, in my poetry field, which we all have a mentor, I think, right? We all do. We really all do. So right now, we're going to go in the theme of poetry and love, Paula. So tell us about what we're going to hear now. It's called Love Poem. What is that? When did you write that?
Oh, this is one of my poems that I wrote many years ago. It is with the Acoustic Poets Network, and the guitar work is Tullio Vacchio. He's a man from Avellino, and he and I worked with the Acoustic Poets Network for many years. So Tullio and I, he wrote the music, I wrote the lyrics, and the melody and the arrangement is mine. However, the poem is, I think, pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, because right after that, Paula, we're going to play in italiano. Lei reciterà adesso la sua poesia riguardo l'amore e poi avremo Massimo Ranieri insieme a Orietta Berti con Quando l'amore diventa poesia. When does love become a poem? That's the name of the song, because a poem is love poem, and a love poem is poetry, right? All together. So I think this is it's a perfect setting. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay, so we're going to hear Paula Curci right now with her love poem.
Let me gently hold your heart, blowing warm air into it like a burning fire, stoking the lingering burnt embers that lay beneath your soul. And as I fan the heat inside you, you'll taste my sweet air, feeling it surround you with clarity and light. And as you grow in warmth for me, your ashes and pains of yesteryear will simply wash away. So let me gently hold your heart. There is no reason to fear. My hands are steady, and my heart is clear.
This is Dr. A. Kenneth Chongoli of the National Italian American Foundation. Did you know that the first woman PhD in the world was in Italian? Her name was Elena Cornaro. The Italians also created the first university in the world, the University of Bologna, and the first medical school at Salerno in the 13th century. For more information about Italian American heritage, please call 1-800-989-NIAF. Thank you.
And how proud should we be of our Italian heritage? Do not forget that October was designated as Italian Heritage Month. So for the whole month of October, we're going to be celebrating our amazing Italian heritage. E state ascoltando Rita con il vostro programma del giovedì. Oggi abbiamo l'onore di avere con noi una poetessa bravissima doc qui negli Stati Uniti, nella nostra zona Nassau County, e sto parlando di Paula Curci. No Paola Turci, la cantante. We have a singer in Italy called Paula Curci, and that's with a C. She spells it with a T, and she spells it with a C. They're very pretty close. So Paula, we were talking before about your counseling career. So do you want to add something to that?
Oh, yes. I'd like to share with everyone that I'm partnering with the Child Abuse Prevention Services. That's a subsidiary of Safe Long Island. And what they do there is they provide anti-bullying and bully prevention programming, and also a lot of other services for families and youth. And what we're going to be doing with them is wonderfully allowing me to go into the classrooms. If you're interested, you can contact them at 516-390-8131 and ask for Lorraine La Figlia, and she will help design a program that is right for you. But I will be doing a program called Safe. It's from Safe Long Island, called Steer Clear of Bullying. And it's embedded with poetry. So the curriculum is going to allow me to wear both hats, talk about my concern about youth and safety, and also share my love of poetry and introduce the creative voice to young people.
Yes, that's what I love about Paula, is her enthusiasm and wanting to do more and more for others. So another great thing that we got to talk about is this. This is something new. It's a sure thing. Do you want to tell the listeners about it? You want me to announce?
Love if you would announce it.
Okay.
It's great.
So it's a sure thing, and it's calling all poets, because we know out there's a lot of poets that, I know a lot of people that say, I am not a poet. But then, Rita, can you read this poem? What do you think? And they're quite beautiful. So the poetry is within ourselves. We just need to bring it out. And we are all poets in our own special way. Either you write a song, the way you were saying before. So this is called poetry. It's a sure thing. I love the title. Calling all poets, spoken words artists, lyricists, and songwriters to the Poet Laureate Invitational Unplugged Open Mic. Unplugged Open Mic, and that's going to be Wednesday, October 12th at Long Beach Library. Long Beach Library, and that's on 111 West Park Avenue in Long Beach at 7 p.m. And it's hosted by Paula Curci, our Nassau County Poet Laureate, and Peter Dugan. What a great combination, and he's the past Poet Laureate from 2017 to the 19th, correct? Peter Dugan. So, great name. Picked out a great, yeah.
Well, I have to honor a group of poets that I met with, and we all kind of talked about it and said, hey, what would be a good name? What would attract some people? Because it's in Long Beach. Yes. So it's a sure thing.
Love it. I just love it. Unplugged open mic. I really love that too. And also, Paul is at the Long Beach Library again. You know, Long Beach is very artsy town. If you don't know where Long Beach, Long Island is, please do come and visit on September 30th to October 2nd at the library. One of them, the one in September 30th, it's at 7 p.m. Saturday at 2 p.m. Curtain time. And what does it mean, curtain time? Is it going to be plays? It's going to be spoken words? It's going to be everything, right?
It's going to be a wonderful experience. These are short plays, and there will be 3 acts, and in between each act, I will read a poem to keep the audience connected to listening to the plays. But it's just going to be a great event, because these are all cute, and as well as some funny, as well as some poignant plays that will be acted out. And there are a few local artists that are participating in that as well, play writers. So I encourage everyone to come, because it's a lovely night out. And it's free.
An afternoon could be too. So that's going to be September 30th, Saturday, October 1st, and then again Saturday, October 1st, and Sunday, October 2nd. So the Sunday ones are going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And for more details, you can call 862-812-2847, or you can just go to, let's give your website, if you have a website, and also so people can see the schedule, what's going on in the poetry world.
You could check my website, paulacurci.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Poet Paula Curci, and Facebook at Paula Curci on Facebook as well. So the programs are listed there. But this is also obviously easily found out about if you go to the Long Beach Library.
Yes.
You can see them listed on their calendar at the Long Beach Library.
Okay.
That's Long Beach, New York.
Long Beach, New York, not California. I know. I've done that. I've Googled, and they take me to Long Beach, California. There's a couple of people we need to say hello. Domenico Tancredi listening to us from New Jersey. A big hello. Tulia again. Then we have Giovanna Briguglio listening to us from Milan. The big shout out to Milan. Again, Maria Rita Lato from Rome. Marisa Bolognesi. Marisa Bolognesi from Bologna. I think she's back in the United States. So on not such a happy note, today we need to address this. So Queen Elizabeth II at the age of 96 has died, Paula. So we lost the Queen today.
Very sad.
Very sad. She did have a great life, and she did die peacefully. And so remembering today, of course, at WHPC, me and Paula, Queen Elizabeth II that dies at the age of 96. And also I found a song. There's a song, La Nostra Favola, which means our fable. And it's about a man and a woman living in a castle, being happily together. And we know that right now Queen Elizabeth II is with her prince right now, Philip. They are together. So I'm going to play this song for her. Tu sarai sempre regina ed io il tuo re, onorando in questo momento la nostra regina Elizabeth II, che oggi abbiamo perso alle bellissime età di 96 anni. La nostra favola, quella era la loro favola d'amore con il principe Philip, eppure la nostra Marisa Bolognesi, che vuol dire Long Live the Queen. Grazie a te per questo messaggio, e poi eccoci di ritorno con la nostra Paula Curci, che stiamo intervistando oggi al programma Profumi d'Italia. Però prima di passare avanti, noi abbiamo una piccola cosa da parlare, importantissima. I'm going to ask a question to Paula. She doesn't know that I'm going to ask her that. I'm going to surprise her. But right now, I have a song that I want to dedicate to you, Paula, because there's a great singer coming this weekend to the United States. Zucchero Sugar Fornaciari. And I know, when I said to Paula, I know she was born here. Was your father born here?
Yes, he also was.
Okay. And I said, I'm going to go see Zucchero because we had a poetry event that I'm going to have to miss, and I'm upset. Actually, I had 3 things I'm going to miss on Saturday. But I said to her, I'm going to go see Zucchero because I have tickets. And she said, I love Zucchero.
I do.
And you know of Zucchero.
I love Senza la Donna. I love
all the songs, all his songs. So I decided I'm going to dedicate a song to you, okay? By Zucchero Sugar Fornaciari, because Friday he's going to be at the Hard Rock Cafe. Saturday I'm going to go see him at the Beacon Theater. And then Sunday he's going to be in Foxwood. Sold out. This is an amazing singer. I tell everybody, if you have not heard ever Zucchero Sugar Fornaciari, you should. And also, I got to interview him a few years ago at a Columbus Day parade, and he was quite a gentleman. And this is what he said.
Saluti agli amici di Profumi D'Italia da Zucchero. Ciao.
Ciao Zucchero. We didn't have our headphones on, but I'm going to play it again. Così celeste. And there he goes, Paula, your Zucchero Sugar Fornaciari, Così celeste, so blue.
Great song.
For you on 90.3 WHPC. You love that song, right?
I do.
And you would have been there on Saturday, I know, if we didn't have our poetry event, correct?
Correct.
Tell the listeners about the event on Saturday, which is exciting.
Well, it's a large event. It happens every year at Governor's Island. It's the Poetry Festival, New York City Poetry Festival. It's 5 boroughs, but guess what? We also have some counties heading out there because we have the Nassau County Poet Laureates who also have a stage. We're going to be at the Blackbird stage at 11:30 on Governor's Island, and on Saturday, September 10th. So if you're headed out to Governor's Island, we'll see you there.
And thank you for inviting me.
You were welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Fortunately, It's a crazy day. But maybe next year, you're still going to be Poet Laureate next year.
I'm here for 2 years, everyone.
That's right, exactly. We can't get rid of you, can we? Ok, state ascoltando Rita con il programma Profumi d'Italia. Oggi una bellissima giornata in poesia. With poetry, we are surrounded, we are immersed today in poetry, and I know many of you are enjoying this. I want to say hello right now to Mario del Complesso Dolce Vita. He's a great poet. I want to say hello to Ettore and Lydia, Robert Higgins, Salvatore e Rosemary Castelli. This is a great poet. Salvatore Castelli, Chantal, Dario, Marco Salvatore, Annette Santucci. Abbiamo il nostro Steve Spanarelli listening to us from New Jersey. Poi abbiamo Paolo, Giuseppina e Vincenzo Tripoli, Ben Scanella. Hi Ben, a big shout out to you. Kathy Clark, Ray Farina listening to us from Philadelphia. Marisa Bolognesi, and then we have Sam listening from Freeport. Carmela De Marco, Lello Murale e Anna Maria, insieme alla moglie Anna Maria, e tanti ancora ascoltatori ascoltando questo programma Profumi d'Italia. Devo fare un annuncio. I need to do this announcement. Ballo di Halloween, dinner dance, domenica il 30 di ottobre, dove il ristorante Verdi di Westbury, 680 Oak Country Road, Westbury. Saranno premiati quella serata Maria Romania Lynn e pure Angelina Markin. E sarà pure premiato quel giorno il costume più bello. Per dettagli ed informazioni si prega di chiamare Generoso Dagnese al 516 997 5369. Ed io avrò l'onore quella sera di presentare la serata di questo dinner dance insieme a Tony Pasquale. Saranno lì pure Maria Venuto e Vini Merdugno, Alexandra la Domenicana, Gian Michalizzi e pure tutto sempre il complesso dei Calyps quella sera. Nuovamente, per dettagli ed informazioni, 516 997 5369. Ok, voltando un po' la pagina, parlando di poesie, non dimentichiamo cos'è domenica. Domenica 11 settembre, una data da non dimenticare. 9/11 on Sunday. Correct, right, Paula? It's Sunday. Mm-hmm. So Paula has written also a poem that we're going to hear now, and we're going to talk a little bit about her dad as well. We're going to have a segue. I have a very short poem that I wrote quite a few years ago, and it's called Mirage. Tall, lean, shiny, how proud they are to be in the middle of a great city, a great nation. At night, they gossip about the finances of affluent nations. Their narcissistic statues reflect in the Hudson. Yesterday, I saw a mirage, the Twin Towers erect and proud again. That's one of my 9/11 poems. So, Paula, what do we have for you? I want to ask you one question. Oh my God, time is getting short. We need another hour. Corey, you cannot do your show today. I am so sorry. We have Corey here. Paula, how much, this is a very important question, this being an Italian radio show, how much has your Italian heritage affected your poetry and your writing?
Oh, it's affected my recitation, I should say, rather, how I present my poems. You know, I grew up with my grandma who spoke, my nonna who spoke Italian, and my mother. And linguistically, you know, Italians speak with such intensity. They stress on words. You know, it's such a melody. The melody of the language is beautiful. So it definitely has affected and influenced my presentation, my spoken word.
So we have a little. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. We have a little tape of your father. You explain what it is, because if we don't have time, maybe we'll just play the poem.
Well, my father definitely influenced me as well, because he always took words and he would create words out of other words. You know, he'd say please instead of saying please, he'd say please. So he was a great man in that regard. And this recording, I want everyone to hear it because it is about my dad walking through Sant'Angelo dell'Esca. And he's walking through Sant'Angelo dell'Esca right after the earthquake in November of 1980. This is the summer of fall of 81. And he's walking around with you have to understand this, 1981, a Radio Shack cassette recorder.
Wow.
And he's recording people on the street. It's amazing. It's so crisp. So this is my dad, Michael C. Curci.
Okay, let's hear him.
The town folk come out quite often and talk to each other. They all know each other, of course. They have received quite a bit of aid from the Italian government, and there are all new homes here. Very pretty. The people are very peaceful, and they're extremely peaceful. We get along with each other. I'm walking down the main street to Father Bozzella's house, and there must be at least 100 to 200 people walking up and down just before dinner on a Sunday about 12 noon. The sun is out. It's a beautiful day. The sky is blue. The houses are pretty, especially since there's so many new ones. The people, God moves in mysterious ways. There were deaths here from the earthquake, as in Sant'Angelo Lombardi. I'm passing number 19 now house. It's got like black tile on it. Beautiful new door. Across the street is the house of the people who were killed in World Wars I and II. The gentlemen meet outside. Buongiorno. The gentlemen meet outside and they talk to each other. Here we have Father Bozzella.
Hello, Mike.
How are you this morning, Father?
Okay,
You're on tape. Be careful.
Yes, I heard.
Did you?
Yes, the microphone was outside.
Oh.
Outside, I heard.
Would you like to say something for the tape?
No, after.
How about these gentlemen?
Vuoi dire qualche cosa vuoi parlare qualche cosa? Questi sono amici.
Salute a tutti gli idoli americani.
Salud. Grazie. When I return to America, I want to be able to remember this wonderful place. Oh, bella paese. Tranquillo, peaceful, pace. È bello. Uomo bello.
Ti è piaciuto?
Tema bello. Caso bello. Tutto quanto
Tutto bello. L'Italia è tutto bello.
Molto beautiful, ma non tutto, ma
L'Italia è tutto bello.
I used to sit, write about life as I saw it. Used to be easy to hold on to words, to enclose them in a snow globe, in a round sphere. Watch the little white flakes and sparkle chips flow. Just shake and remember, shake and remember. If I had a memory so flowered with good cheer, maybe I'd remember how I felt last year. Maybe I'd remember special moments that sounded like na 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 na. Now I dream the thoughts he sends. I get crippled in the morning light. I am forgetful, lose the bubble, lose the words, can't hold them in, all the memories. It's not easy to shake and remember, shake and remember. If I had a memory so flowered with good cheer, maybe I'd remember how I felt last year. Maybe I'd remember special moments that sounded like na 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 na. Na, 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 na.
And that was the voice of Paula Curci. Beautiful voice too. Paula, it is 7 o'clock. Can you believe it? How quickly this hour just flew by because we have DJ Corey in the house. We'll play it cool. So we stole a couple of minutes from him. Say goodbye. Grazie a tutti voi per l'ascolto. Thank you, Paula, for this great interview today. We need another hour. You got to come back.
I would love to come back.
You need to come back. Paula Curci, Poet Laureate 2022-24. One word that you want to say. What's the buzz?
What's the buzz? Take care of yourself, everyone.
Ciao ciao, buona serata a tutti voi. Alla prossima dalla vostra Rita.